Oh. Usually I boot up the game and I go into it and then I start playing and do my intro. But day 2, Phoenix and Edgeworth. Oh my freaking god. Let's load it up. We're about to do an investigation with Phoenix and Edgeworth. Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I was supposed to say Trials and Tribulations. It's always on my mind. Spirit of Justice, May 18th, Temple. Are we about to do an investigation with Edgeworth and Phoenix? Maya passed out right after we found her in the tomb. I feel exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open. She passed out right away. Isn't this the awful thing about these games sometimes? Is that like I'm so excited to just do an investigation with 2 of my favorite characters from the series. But there's always going to be an undertone of like Maya passed out. Maya was kidnapped. Someone was killed. You know what I mean? It's like it always feels, but that's the thing. That's Ace Attorney. We're going to be excited about a lot of stuff, but it's always going to have the undertone of like something dark and something crazy is happening here, you know? There always will be. She's been out cold ever since. We haven't been able to get a word out of her. The doctor said it's just exhaustion, but I can't help but worry. That's the thing. It's just like, you totally understand someone not being able to like even stand after all the stuff that they did there. Because again, the emotional trauma, that is just so much. There's our man. What is it, Wright? Are you alright? Yeah, just thinking is all. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, Edgeworth. We really are glad you're here. It's so amazing to have him here. And an Edgeworth and Phoenix dynamic. This does really feel like it's the last game in the saga. It really feels like they're like, you know, giving us all these really amazing moments, but very naturally at the same time too. We wouldn't have got the permissions we have without you. Exactly, 100%. Well, I didn't come all the way to Karain to be useless. Speaking of the investigation, I received a few things from Detective Sky. These should prove to be useful to us as well. So we got the Inga autopsy report. Stabbed from behind, cause of death is blood loss, time of death approximately 3 p.m. A diagram of the crime scene. Amara's sarcophagus is in the very center of the room. Whoa. A photo of Inga's body. He was stabbed in the back with a knife. I can't thank you enough, Edgeworth. Again, I love how the relationship has gotten to this point. You know what I mean? That they have such appreciation for each other. Honestly, I'd have been so lost without him these past few days. Oh. And it's, you know, it's one of those things where like the mending of their relationship and the fact that they are so, that again, they respect each other. It shows true on the camera, on the screen so much. You there? Oh, barbed head lawyer Phoenix Wright. Is that Rayfa? Oh, I thought it was Rayfa, because that's usually what she calls us. But I guess other people call us barbed head too, but I always think of Rayfa. You're from the Garn Royal Guard, right? I'm Lucky. Royal Guard, a member of Her Eminence's shoulder rubber. Oh, and Her Eminence's shoulder rubber. She rub her shoulders. His name is Lackey, by the way. That's very specific. And what does the Royal Shoulder Rubber want with me? Wait, come to think of it, my shoulders are a bit... Don't be absurd. I'm here for one purpose only. I'm to bring you before Her Eminence. Queen Goran and Grand Priestess Correa. Oh, so she wants to see us. Will you comply? I think... By the way, the word that they use, comply, right? Very authoritative word. It's not like, oh, do you want to come? Do you agree? It's, will you comply? The Queen? What could she want with me? I mean, we're investigating the death of her husband. Is probably that way too. But here's the thing, I'm not trying to be like, Phoenix, come on. It's more like a thing where like, even in this situation, we all ask this question. Even if we know there is a reason why someone would want to see us, you know? Why would they want us? Why would the boss want to see me? You know, it's like we could probably rack our brain and think, but it makes you nervous, right? And why does he have to shout like that? That angle's really great for Edgeworth, honestly. I can't fathom why Queen Goran would summon you, but I advise you accept Her Eminence's gracious invitation. Royal Shoulder Rubber Lackey, was it? May I join Mr. Wright in his audience with the Queen? The name's Lackey. La apostrophe key. And I'll praise the omnipotent Queen Goran. for she already foreseen and approved your request. Oh, wow, she kind of predicted it. So I think Edward was like, oh, no, I didn't mean to autoplay, sorry. I think Edward was playing on the fact that, like, you know, it's like, lackey, as in like someone's underling, I guess. You were both welcome, you were both to come with me. So the queen thought that we were going to be Edgeworth. You mean to say Queen Garan sees her every move? Yes, indeed. Her eminent spiritual power is immense. She can even see what's going on thousands of miles away. Right. I fear I'll lose my hearing next if we don't hurry. Yeah, me too. Why would the queen herself summon me personally? It has to have something to do with the investigation for sure. As I said, guys, Edgeworth's angles here, the front-on angle, I don't know what they were thinking with the 3D. Like, because the front-on angle in 2D doesn't look bad, but it's not that he looks bad, it's just that, like, it never does him justice when they do the front angle. This angle's perfect. What could she possibly be up to? See, he doesn't look bad. It's just the hair looks weird from the front, and it's not, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, guys, make it like, you know. I understand that, like, this is kind of like the cartoon dilemma almost, like, you know, some cartoonists found that because you draw a lot of your characters at an angle, when you draw them face on, it actually makes them look a lot weirder. But in this case, it's just like, his hair's not bad. He's not even nearly not beautiful. He's gorgeous. It's one of those situations where it's just the angle. I'm always like, please turn his head a little bit. Let's ask some questions anyway. I want to hear from Edgeworth. See what I mean? Instantly. So you've been here all this time. I wonder where you had gone. You were wondering where we went? Were you? Don't tell me you missed me, Edgeworth. Come on, you missed him too. As if. The court's been so peaceful without you around. You make it sound like I have legal devastation in my wake. Well, don't you? This is so charming. This is so charming. Because it's true, right? It's like this funny thing. Again, this is why I love their playful relationship. Him being like, you make it sound like I have devastation in my wake. And he's like, well, you do. Because again, Phoenix does win all these cases, so it has to be upsetting for like the prosecution's office sometime. Well, not for Edgeworth, but you know, like some prosecutors are probably like, Jesus Christ, why do I have to go up against Phoenix? But we know Edgeworth's actually a very respectable person, so he actually legitimately loves when the truth comes out. So for this with Phoenix, it's one of those situations where, like, even though he's like being a bit playful, he totally like loves the idea of Phoenix winning these cases because it means the truth is won. What to do? Well, right, what do you intend to do now? I was thinking, I want to help Apollo win this case. So why don't we try to gather whatever information we can? I love how this has become. Apollo defending the last case, and Edgeworth helping him, Athena helping him, everyone helping him. It's so freaking good. Like his mentor Phoenix helping him. You're quite the considerate boss. Well, I kind of forced him to take care of the office in my absence, so it is the least I can do. Yeah, let's head on now as well. So good. So I guess we're going to the audience chamber right away. Let's go. A really magnificent, awe-inspiring place. It's a crazy look to it. May 18th, Gaonan Palace, audience chamber. Whoa! And Rayfa is standing there too. They did the full 3D intro for Phoenix and Edgeworth too. Ah, the bobbed head lawyer has arrived. We bid you welcome. And you as well, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. I wonder if she had more respect for Edgeworth than Phoenix. I wonder. Thank you. See, even if that's the thing. Even if you don't agree with like a monarchy, even if you don't, and I don't, even if you don't agree with the idea of kings and queens, I definitely don't. Even if like, you know, you don't believe in this religion, that's not my religion. The presence of Queen Garan is so like imposing that it's hard not to like. You understand why Phoenix is like, you know, it's not only just her. It's the fact that like, you know, this whole regime is based upon like fear and putting people in their place that you'd be so shaky. This place still as magnificent as last time. It's really impressive. We've heard much about you, Barbed One. It seems your bluffs and tomfoolery tend to leave out our court devastated in their wake. I love the word tomfoolery. Is that what people have been saying about me? Right. Where are your manners? Your Eminence, I'm both humbled and delighted to be in your presence. Sorry. Oh, Your Eminence, glad to be here. Looks like you're doing well. Huh. It's all right. There's no need to keep your head bowed all day. Yes, Your Eminence. See, Edward is like playing the game, not playing the game. I know he's like he understands that like we're probably going to get further, I guess, by being a little bit respectful in this moment, supposedly anyway. How are you doing, Rayfa? You doing okay? Rayfa's not looking too good. I guess even she can't bounce back from her father's murder. Of course. Again, she put them on a pedestal. She put both her parents on a pedestal. So what can I do for you, Your Eminence? We wish to question you about something related to the case at hand. Perfect, because I have a few questions of my own. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, really well presented scene here already with the Queen. She's not being like terrible to us, but there is a feeling of like she's definitely like, you know, has a presence about her as always. There's a bit of fear here as well. Rayfa totally is like not even looking at us at this moment, at least not yet, because it's probably going to take a bit of time for her to like really adjust to what happened. She's also a victim in this situation in a lot of ways. So it is, to me, a really well made scene. Not also having like Edward kind of being like, hey, like, you know, we have to like be polite here. It's all just really well done. Really well done. Let's talk. So Inga's crime. This music as well in the background is so like, I don't know, it's like, it has this like very godlike heavenly presence type, you know, like you'd hear like a JRPG almost. We fear we do not fully comprehend what has transpired. So it is that we summoned you here to further elucidate the situation. Is it true that her husband, Inga, had been seeking the Founder's Orb? That's right. He wanted to trade a hostage for it. That's why he abducted Maya Fey. Oh, look at her again. Insolent fool! Did she drop her staff? That's a lie. Or she stepped on her toe. That's a lie. A lie. A father would have never done such a thing. But he did abduct Maya. That much is... I will not stand here and listen to this nonsense. You will pay for this, you... Is she stomping on her toe? It seems she's stomping on her toe. Please, your benevolence. Again, the stuff with Rayfa is so heartbreaking because she's put her father on such a pedestal that, like, now that he's died, she's never going to be able to. Well, not never, but I think she will. I think she will see clearly soon. Her father was a terrible person. Her father was an evil person. Her father was responsible for more deaths than like most like small like countries' armies. You know what I mean? Like he legitimately was. And it's so crazy to me because, like, while we can see this, it's actually understandable that Rayfa can't see this because you see the best in the people that you want to love. You know what I mean? And in her case, she's a 14-year-old kid who loves her dad. This isn't uncommon. This isn't, like, confusing. This is pretty accurate to how, like, I feel like a 14-year-old who puts her dad on a pedestal would act in this situation. Why would she be okay with this? Why would she be normal about this? She wouldn't be. She wouldn't be normal at all about this. In her eyes, her father is dead, who was doing good things in her mind, but now she has to come to terms with the fact that not only was she wrong about her seances, not only does she have to come to terms with the fact that there might be like some things that she was wrong about with her religion, but she also is going to have to eventually come to terms with the fact that her father kidnapped a young woman and, threatened people to get the Founder's Orb. You know, it's going to be tough. That's quite enough, Rayfa. We understand your feelings, but we fear that he speaks the truth. There you go. We believe we know why your father would do such a thing. Huh? We believe he was seeking the orb as a means of obtaining spiritual power. And with it he intended to usurp the throne. Oh my god. Rayfa's gonna have to hear this as well. Mother, this is gonna be so difficult. What do you mean, Your Eminence? Inga was planning a coup for he was dissatisfied with the current administration. So he was going to, we kind of like thought that because didn't we say something like that? I think we said something like we thought that like Inga could be possible like as someone who would like want a different regime. But in this case, you know, ultimate power, but I guess like an actual coup is very different, you know, but I guess that's what would come to it if you had that power. And his secret police was the primary instrument of his treason. There you go. The secret police? They came up during the High Priest murder trial too. An elite force under the direct command of the Minister of Justice, in this case, Inga. The man who was hunting down the rebels as Lady Kira was a member of that group. Indeed, Inga turned that once proud force into his own private army. And he intended on using them to launch a coup and assassinate us. Insane. Does that, again, I know I go back to the Rayfa thing because I think it's important to go back to it. What do you do when you hear that your dad was trying to assassinate your mother? Like what? Like I know she's gonna have to come to terms with it eventually, but like how? How? So your eminence had no control over them? See, that's a good question from Edgeworth because we still have to be wary of Garan. I think so anyway. As much as it shames us to admit, Karain is not the unified realm it would appear to be. We are truly sorry you had to witness the dirty underbelly of our kingdom. So, is this not pretty... So, no, I was going to say it's not cut and dry. No, still someone killed Inga, so they're going to see that as a murder no matter what. Oh, Rayfa. How could father... Her whole world is shattering. Her whole world is shattering at such a young age. But know that Inga could not have become king simply through our assassination. For in Karain, only those who possess spiritual power may sit on the throne. So that's why he wanted the Founder's Orb. I see. That explains why Minister Inga was seeking the Founder's Orb. Bobbed one. Do you recall the man known as... Whoa, we're bringing him back? We're bringing peace and love back? What about him? He too... What? They're bringing that back and he was involved in this? He too was involved in Igna's machinations. Igna bought his loyalty, ordered the man to steal the orb, and covered up the theft. That is crazy. I didn't think we'd ever bring him back. And then he sent the orb to the US for Dr. Buff to study. It's all coming together. Wow. So we're learning in this now that there was, in Garan's eyes, there was going to be a coup, which would make sense. Igna wanted the power because that's the way you sit on the throne. So if she died and then he had the spiritual power to do this, to do those rituals, then he'll be able to sit on the throne. And not only that, but like we have a situation where like there's more. If peace and love was involved in this, that means to me that more people can be involved and we don't even know, right? And I love Edgeworth asking this one question, by the way. Where is it? Where is it here? You had no control over them. I think it's good to be weary of her as well. And we also now see as well that, like, you know, she's just blatantly saying it outright as well, like what he was doing, you know? Dirk the criminal is another question we have to ask now as well. It's crazy stuff. The capture of the infamous villain Dirk Samadi. It may prove to be the crowning achievement of our reign. That's the thing. I was going to say, like, it's not cut and dry that Inga was such a bad person that, like, you know, here's the thing, killing a kidnapper should not be a crime. That sounds so crazy. Imagine if you just took that out of context. But this, even out of context, I think it makes sense. But it's like, yeah, like, it shouldn't be a crime to save someone's life in that way, in my opinion. But the crime is also that he's a rebel, or in their eyes, that he's an insurgent. Now, perhaps the kingdom may return to peace it once knew. See, again, they see him as just like the biggest baddie in the whole world, which what's so crazy about it is, like, if say if Dirk is executed, let's say every rebel is executed, then yes, Garan goes back to peace. The peace she's talking about is a peace for her, not a peace for all of her people. It's a peace for the people who don't get tangled up in committing crimes. As we've seen before, you can get falsely accused and you will be dead. You can be a 9-year-old kid falsely accused and you will die. Oh, what a joyous day. Oh man. Again, he's the biggest baddie to them. He's the boogeyman. Her eminent spiritual power invoked a blessing straight for the Holy Mother. They put her on a pedestal as well, right? I could see how her cronies would be elated at the prospect. I mean, the idea of not having to deal with Dirk in their mind ever again. But the queen herself seems almost giddy for someone whose husband was just murdered. I wonder, that's the thing. It's a thing where, like, we never saw them in like any time together, right? And Inga is very like political. And I wonder if it was a situation where, like, what we're learning now, did she even give a damn about him? Did he even give a damn about her? If he wanted to assassinate her and she's looking at it this way, she's not heartbroken about this. I wonder if they even liked each other for years before this. Father. You okay, Rayfa? That's such a stupid question, isn't it? Such a stupid question to ask if she's okay. Rayfa, on the other hand, doesn't appear to be taken so well. That's the thing, this whole thing that's happening with these assassinations, these games, getting rid of Dirk, all this stuff, grand for the queen, right? Grand for the queen that she's put down two things, that the assassination attempt is gone and then the rebel is gone. But she's looking at right now, her daughter is the one that's going to be affected by this the most out of everybody in her family. It's her daughter. It's horrible. About that incident that occurred 23 years ago, the one in which Dirk was accused of the assassination of Queen Amara? Yes, he set fire to a private residence, burning my dear sister alive. Murder by arson. Only a demon would be capable of such a heinous crime. But that event also set the stage for you to become queen, 100%. It's like a mini coup of her own. What did you do before you were crowned queen, your eminence? As part of our training to be queen, we served in many different governmental positions, the longest of which was the previous Minister of Justice. It was in that position that we were best able to support our eldest sister, Queen Amara. Interesting that her husband's position, or at least it was. So is she saying that she was the Minister for Justice? Or is she saying just her husband was the Minister of Justice? Or is she just saying that's the longest job you can have? And when you ascend to the throne, you pass the Defense Culpability Act. That's the thing. It's so like, I 100% think there's a chance here that she obviously like was involved with the murder of her sister, because like everything fell into place for her, and then the Defense Culpability Act came into place too, which meant that Dirk couldn't have a defense, which meant that anyone else that came after her, it's actually one of the, like, if you think of it this way, and I'm not saying it's a good thing, but if you're someone who is tyrannical and you want the world to go your way, what's one of the easiest ways of getting rid of like any people that wrong you and that go against you? Having them killed or throwing away in prison for the rest of their lives. But how do you do that while also keeping the faith of the people in that way? Because you need to do that. You need to keep the faith of the people in most cases. Hope is sometimes more powerful than even fear. Well, tell them that the defense lawyers are evil so that no defense lawyer can ever defend somebody, which means anyone who gets charged with a crime more than often than not will get prosecuted. Get rid of everyone that goes against you in that way. And in that way, every time someone is prosecuted and put to death, what do the people in Crane think? Oh my God, the queen is amazing. Thank God she enacted that act. But if she just killed people randomly beforehand, it's going to make people very uneasy about her. People are going to lose hope in her. And again, as I said, people have hope. Even if it's like under this, like a lie, like hope fuels people sometimes more than fear. It really does. If you tell people things are going to get better, they think, oh man, yeah, that's awesome. Things will get better now. The queen has made things better for us. It's going to get better. And you fight for that and you hope for that. And that's happened through so many different regimes and dictatorships and everything. Like, the fact that she has the people in the palm of her hand is such a huge thing for me. Like, in terms of like how well this works, in my opinion, how well it could work if she did help assassinate her sister. But I think there's a very good chance that she could have. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. What prompted you to pass something like the Defense Culpability Act, Your Eminence? The assassination of our dear sister Amara. When the infamous villain Dirk Samedy was apprehended, he announced that he would act as his own lawyer. That's right. Dirk used to be a lawyer. Dirk had been an extraordinarily talented lawyer and highly esteemed by the people, but he falsified evidence in an attempt to win his own case. Again, this could easily have been a lie as well. They've been telling lies to people for a while about stuff. Excuse me. I see. But when the truth of his fabrications and the assassination of the queen came to light, people were devastated, and trust in the legal system plummeted. Now, why does that sound so familiar? Yeah, I wonder. Oh, it was remember Phoenix's case where they said he forged evidence as well? That was a huge one. That was a big one. In Karain, the Hall of Justice is a sacred space where the victims receive their last rites. Should the people lose faith in it, the kingdom would be shaken to its very core. That is why the Defense Culpability Act had to be passed. This reasoning here, right? This idea that if one person forges evidence, that the whole thing comes down, it's just very flimsy. It doesn't mean much to me. It's like, it seems like just an excuse, as we said, like a way to get everyone to hate lawyers. He forged evidence. All defense lawyers do this. It was the only way to keep our legal system from tumbling into the abyss. Nah, again, it's in her. See, the thing is about this is that if she said this to someone in Karain who believes in the queen and believes in this religion, chances are a lot of them are going to be like, yeah, thank you, queen, right? Because that's what they're brought up to think. But from our perspective, we can look at this and go like, that's a load of bullcrap. That's a load of bullcrap. So it's like one of those things that this kind of like talk magic she's trying to do with us doesn't work on us. So that's how you sought to eliminate the use of perjury and phony evidence, huh? But that law is what made lawyers go extinct in your kingdom. Now there's no one left to defend those who have been accused. A 9-year-old almost died. We see how you could take issue with such a reality. Yeah, because you almost killed a kid. You almost killed me. However, we have not banned the act of lawyering itself. True, but this is so, she's using this like political bull crap. It's like saying that like if you eat food on the sidewalk in public, you will get a slap on the face, right? And then all of a sudden no one's eating food on the sidewalk, and then they go, I just want to eat food on the sidewalk, why can't I eat food? It's like, you can. You're just going to get a slap. It's like, yeah, but it's like, oh, you can still be a lawyer, you're just going to die if you lose. It's it's so flimsy. It's so flimsy. But again, that's the whole point. It's meant to be very, very unfair. Those who are confident they can prove their client's innocence are always welcome to mount a vigorous defense, as yourselves have shown. And again, she's using our win, which would have been something that she didn't want originally, now as a way of saying, look, the system works. If you're truthful, you don't die, right? It's so nasty, isn't it? This whole system's so nasty. It makes my skin crawl. Well, I guess so. No, not I guess so. Don't take that. It is 100% a thing. It's like, yeah, if you drink in public, I'll dangle you off a cliff. No one's, it's like you can still drink in public, but you will get dangled off a cliff for a day. And if you survive that dangle off a cliff, then you can just go back to your daily life. You're telling people not to do something without actually making a law that you can't do it. It's still very much making lawyers extinct. Without lawyers, there's the possibility of false charges being filed and prosecuted. So as long as our prosecutors continue to run nothing but perfect trials, they have not. There needn't be fear of such nefarious dealings. Don't you disagree? Phoenix, do not let her go around with... I know she's the queen, we can't do much, but like, this is a load of bullcrap. It really is. Perfect prosecutors and their perfect trials, huh? Let's not get started on this path. Is he saying about Edward's perfect trials? Furthermore, here in Korean we have the divination seance, which again has been proven to not be 100% truthful. See, all that she's saying is like, it feels like a script. It feels like an absolute script because we've seen this in firsthand. It is brutal. It is evil. It is damaging to our country and to the people here. It is so bad. And so as we no longer need lawyers, for the dead do not lie. We have seen many, many times that it can be misinterpreted. The problem is that the dead do not lie. That's not the problem. The problem is that the interpretation can lie. That's the problem. Well, in the short time I've been here, I've beaten back false charges twice. And I found the cases built on the memories of the dead are less than perfect. So yes, I do take issue with the Defense Culpability Act, to say the least. 100%. She is talking on autopilot here. It just doesn't work on us. Such relentless rhetoric. Your reputation precedes you, barbed one. Again, all you said just doesn't make any sense. It makes sense to you and your people because you've made them think this way. It feels as we of ourselves we are being cross-examined. Oh no, that wasn't my intention. Is it true that some feel the Defense Culpability Act is a necessary evil at best? But it is a small sacrifice upon which the peace of our kingdom has been forged. This is a load of bullcrap again. And again, it's intentional bullcrap. I want to make it clear. It's intentional. It's not meant to be something you go like, oh, that makes sense. No. If a 9-year-old gets sent to prison for the rest of his life, or a 9-year-old is killed, that is not a good sacrifice for just peace, because it's not peace. Peace isn't, oh, a crime is committed and then we kill them and they're a lawyer. That's not peace. That's a dictatorship. That's authoritarian. That's horrible. It's horrific. Like, in my heart, I'm not willing to sacrifice people that didn't do anything wrong for the sake of just a bit of like what you perceive to be safety. If you consider executing innocent lawyers as a small sacrifice, then sure, I keep saying it, not just innocent lawyers, a 9-year-old. The fact is that following its passage, the crime rate here in Korea dropped. Oh my god, who are you, Light Yagami? Like, Garan, I need to say this to you right now, okay? And this is so freaking crazy, right? Of course it's dropped. Of course it's dropped, because people are afraid to freaking dip their toe in like water in case they get killed. That's not true peace. That's not true morality. People aren't having good morals. They're just terrified to do anything out of place. Therefore, we have no regrets concerning the enactment of the Defense Culpability Act. Really? None at all? Right. Why don't we leave it at that? This is a court of law after all. Isn't a court of law after all. I love that you're saying this again, because again, it's not that I don't think this is well written. I hope people understand that. Because I always say this because people who hear a while know what I'm saying. People who knew people sometimes will be like, does he hate this? You know, like, or like they think I'm like, you know, hating on it. I think it's really well done. I think the fact that it like makes me frustrated is intentional. We're talking to someone who is trying to talk circles around us, right? So I think it's intentionally supposed to be like, oh my God. You know? Yeah. This music still about the Founder's Orb that was to be exchanged for the hostage. It went missing after the murder. Would you happen to know anything about that? It's missing? I'm sure Dirk had it when he went into the tomb, so I'm guessing whoever was the extra person in there took the Founder's Orb. If it wasn't there, I have no idea where it could be, Your Eminence. In that case, then perhaps Dirk has hidden it somewhere. I don't think he would have had the chance. Incidentally, there's a matter of that horned youth you were with. Oh, you mean the beautiful, lovely Apollo Justice? You must mean Apollo. From his odd hairstyle, may we assume him to be a relative? Perhaps your younger brother? You think we just have, we go around as a family of odd hairstyles? No, you got it all wrong. He's Dirk's son. Well, more like foster son. They're not actually related by blood. Dirk's? Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think we put our foot in our mouth, Royal Guard. Are they going to try and capture Apollo? What's she whispering in that one guy's ear? Phoenix, I love you to death. We just told her that the lawyer who is going to be defending Dirk is the son of the biggest boogeyman in Karain. Please don't go arrest him. Please do not. Thank you for your time. The two of you may go now. What did she whisper? Phoenix did not intentionally make things harder for Apollo, but I think that this is going to come back for 100%. Yes, Your Eminence. We'll be on our way. Okay, now what? Apollo and Athena have the murder scene investigation covered, so maybe we should go speak with the locals over at the bazaar? Really, really, really impressive scene. I think any game that can make me feel frustrated and can make me feel like a character is frustrating is a really good game. Because I think that one of the things that, like, you know, with games and emotions is like sometimes we're not just supposed to feel chill playing. You can feel whatever you want playing a game, but for me personally, I love having my blood boil playing a game because while it's like frustrating in the moment, later on, like a year from now, I'm going to think back on this conversation. Even now, I think about the conversation, but a year from now, I'm going to think back on this conversation as well and be like, man, that was awesome how it made me angry. You know, I can even say that now. It's awesome how it makes you feel angry. It's awesome how it makes you feel frustrated because that shows that the writing is working, 100%. We talked all the way to her. Can we present her with something? Man, all we have is her husband's dead body. That'd be crazy. So I guess we're going to the bazaar. Yeah, very, very interesting conversation where we learn that she's not upset about her husband dying. She's not upset about trying to be assassinated. It seems she knew that already. She admitted the truth to Rayfa. She talked about the Defense Culpability Act in the most, like, you know, skipping around it way possible, where it's like, it seemed like a script. It's the exact thing she probably says to everybody who questions the Defense Culpability Act. It's almost like it's a blurb that you put on like a pamphlet. And the problem is the Defense Culpability Act, it all depends on, you know, it having to be right. Because if it's any way wrong, then she'll just like turn it around on you. Like if we just say like, because again, I would bring up the fact that it's like, Albie almost died, right? Albie almost got thrown in prison for the rest of his life or whatever. And then she would just say the same thing. Crime rates are low. You can't argue with someone who's like on a script. You just can't. At all. Love this area. This is like the first area ever we're in the game, right? May 18th, Crane Bazaar. Whoa. What was that? Was that a lion? I think it was just the animal over there. Oh, that caught me by surprise too when I first heard it. It's the cry of a local bird known as a warbat. Oh, it's the warbat. Okay. A bird that sounds like that. This is so fun now that we've already been here for a while. We're like touring Edgeworth in a way. Sounds more like a beast than a bird if you ask me. It's a form of mimicry. You know, to help protect them against predators and stuff? Yes, well, can't say I've heard one quite like that before. Oh, it's more than unusual. It's endangered. It's extremely rare to encounter one in the wild these days. If it's so rare, then what's one doing out here in the middle of the bazaar? You got me? Maybe it's something to do with it being your national bird. That's the thing. It's like, I guess, like, from different... The preservation of endangered animals is something that's very big now, and it's important. It's really important. But since it is such a cultural significance to them, I wonder if that's why they have it out here just in the open as well. It's a good question. It really is a good question. What? What? Wait, what? Startled you up? Who's that? The panic that was in my heart that we were about to... You know what I thought we were going to hear for a second? You know that theme song that plays when something terrifying happens? But instead, we got Uncle Datz. The funniest character, and actually a very charming character. I like him a lot. He's a good dude. The relief that I felt there. The relief. What was that, Datz? What's he doing? Your goggles are cool. Define Dragon's newest weapon. I call these puppies Dragon Snot Snaps. And you need those... Why? Wait, the goggles snapped? Because our hard work is starting to pay off. Thanks to our TV signal hijacking and stuff, more and more people are joining our case. But on account of that, regime's been cracking down on this real tough. Like, that makes sense. It makes sense that more people would like want to, if they know more. Like, it's a call to action, right? For sure. But then also, same time too, it also brings the ire of whoever saw it as well in authority, in an authoritative position. Yes, there's been a lot going on lately. You can say that again. I mean, what with the high priest's fake murder and slash... The high priest's fake murder slash... What? Oh... I forgot he was called the high priest for a second, guys, because like, what are you talking about? It's like, are you talking about Inga? Inga's not the high priest. Yeah, I was, sorry guys, that's totally just like, sometimes you have a mind blank moment. You guys know what I mean. Sometimes you have it. People are calling it the DCA tragedy, and it's causing a real public uproar. Hope this means Trust's death won't be in vain after all. So I was like, is a handful of firecrackers going to be helpful to you guys anyway? So it's firecrackers, okay. Simple. First, I supply them to our fellow rebels. Then we use them as a diversion when we need to shake the Garan's goods. Huh? Like this. It is like a loud noise. Will you cut that out? I'm not with the regime, so I'm not chasing you. Again, I know that like in real life, this is a person that might annoy the heck out of you, right? 100%. But like, I just think he's so charming in such a beautiful way. You know what I mean? There's something about him that's just so like vibrant and open. He just like is so unapologetically that's a rebel. You know what I mean? Like he's like, it's like he's like his personality takes no prisoners. You know what I mean? And he's just like so himself. Does that make sense? I'm just like, I just love it. I really do love it. Your reaction, that was priceless, PW. There's the warbed. I guess I started the warbed too. That's not good. Don't startle the animals. It's a miracle no one's trying to arrest him while he was too busy laughing. You there. Who's this? Rayfa. You're one of those insurgents, are you not? Rayfa's coming to the bazaar. I wonder if she heard we were coming here and she wanted to follow. Yikes! Take that! No, don't do it to Rayfa either. Don't do it to Rayfa either. And he's gone. Those firecrackers are more useful than I thought. Here's the thing. I understand, like, no matter what, she's part of the regime. She's part of the royal family. So, like, he has to escape. All right, 100%. Barbed head. Your benevolence, what can I do for you? I wanted to speak with you about what my mother said. Okay, we can talk. 100%. I do not believe a word of it. My father could not have been planning a coup. Again, her mind is so fogged. It's so blinded by the idea that her father could not be this bad person. Well, I can understand why you feel that, but it was a setup. Someone must have been plotting against him. And again, this is like a part of grief, right? Denial is a big thing. And I think it's like one of those things as well where like, especially at such a young age, but even at an older age too, our mind tries to protect itself as much as possible, and we don't want to believe the people we love have done something bad, you know? And how do you know that? I just do, because the Holy Mother guides me. As the royal priestess, I must uncover the truth for all to see. Maybe this is just how Rayfa expresses her sense of duty. So Phoenix saying maybe this is how she expresses her sense of duty. So in this way, with just like, I must uncover the truth. So in her idea, she believes she's doing the right thing here. This music's really pretty as well. You're investigating this matter, are you not? Then rejoice, for I shall accompany you and bestow upon you the royal priestess's wisdom. Again, this is where Rayfa's at her most adorable, right? When she believes that her presence is like needed, and I think I'm not saying she's not needed. I'm saying that like because everyone's needed in the world, and she's you know, but I think it's just so adorable sometimes when she's like, you know, you have the great gift of having me around, you know. It's her way of like I think wanting to uncover the truth. In my mind, I think she like maybe subconsciously knows that Phoenix will get to the truth. So she wants to tag along with Phoenix. It's actually very adorable. She knows Phoenix has gotten the truth before. So she's like, if I tag along with Phoenix, and again, even subconsciously, she knows if I go with Phoenix, he'll find the truth. So she wants to join us 100%. That's the best news I've heard all day, but oh, Phoenix. We saw this before. Remember when Phoenix said to Rayfa before, I think he said something like, I need you to like, you know, make sure I don't do anything wrong here. He's very good at like cheering her up, right? He's very good at kind of being like, look, yeah, you can annoy me for today. You know what I mean? You can tag along. Because again, earlier on, I think episode 1 Phoenix would have been like, really, we don't really need this, but he understands what's happening. I think he understands fully what emotional state she's in. No one would dare get in our way with Rayfa by her side. True as well. That's also true. Okay, that is 100% true that Rayfa's going to be able to open up many doors, but I believe this line here, the way he said this, 100% is him caring as well. Because we have the evidence of him caring before in the other episode, so I don't think he's going to change now. But yeah, definitely could help as well, 100%. We humbly accept your offer, don't we, Edgeworth? As you wish, Wright. Excellent. Then let us begin with my father's private quarters. We should be able to find some clues there. Man, she's going to get us into the private quarters of our father already? It's pretty good. I shall expose this false charge for what it is, if it's the last thing I do. Could it be? Is the reason she's so defensive about Inga because she's a daddy's girl? I mean, Phoenix, she's a 14-year-old kid who lost her dad. that's what it is. She put herself on a pedestal, and I think that's just it. It's like no matter what, the reason she's being so defensive is not just because her dad loved her. It's not just because she and her dad had probably a great relationship, maybe in terms of like what she believed was a good relationship. It's her dad. Like even if your dad is a horrible person, it's one of those things where like I will not feel bad for your dad dying if your dad was a horrible person, but I will feel bad for my friend for crying about it, if that makes sense. It's like it's like you have to come to terms eventually with your, and this I'm talking about like say my friend who's like an adult or something, like you have to come to terms eventually that your dad was sucked and he was horrible and he was evil, but I'm not going to deny your feelings of sadness right now, you know, or confusion or worry or whatever. Barbted, let us not waste any time. My father's private quarters are located within the royal residence. Now follow me. She ran. She you could hear like the pitter patter. Right. The minister's private quarters may hold evidence related to his murder as well. Maybe we can kill two birds with one stone. Rayfa's awfully fired up. I just hope she'll be ready for the truth we find. That's the thing. That's the thing. After all, it's hard to believe that Inga was not in full control of the whole affair. But see, again, she wants to believe it's not that case. She wants to believe that it's not him being in full control. Again, as I said, subconsciously she's going with Phoenix. Maybe not even subconsciously. Maybe she's trying to cover up the idea and she knows that Phoenix will find the truth. She wants Phoenix to help find the truth because Phoenix is good at finding the truth. But again, as Phoenix said, finding the truth might be a lot harder in terms of like what it's going to feel like in the end. Because in small or big doses, we've all had to deal with the truth at some point that hurts. And when you finally face it, for a lot of people, it can be painful. And, you know, an example would be like finding, you know, thinking that your boyfriend is cheating and you want to just like bury it in your mind, but you keep thinking to yourself, I need to find out the truth. And then you finally see him with like another person and it hurts. You need the truth, but it hurts like hell. You know what I mean? And it might hurt you emotionally greatly, you know? May 18th. Grand Palace, Royal Residence. Now, if you can figure out which of these buildings house Inga's private quarters, that's where we'll find Rayfa. Is it not this place here? Or is that the Queen? No, the Queen's place is this. This is his, yeah. That's what I call an extravagant exterior. Is this where Inga's private quarters are? Watch your step right. That urn's been knocked over, spilling water everywhere. Yeah, the ground's soaked. I wonder who did this. Sam? I think someone's in there. Is that Rayfa crying? Oh, that's so rough. Is that Princess Rayfa? There's still so many things I wish to tell you. Oh, that's so rough. That's so difficult. She's always put on such a brave face. 100%. She's covering up her emotions every single second. Her whole, she's been told probably since she was a kid that she has to act proper. She has to act like the princess. That's why she can't even let herself be confused at times or be wrong at times. But hearing her crying all alone, I can't help but think of Trucy. Oh, Phoenix. And that's understandable. And I think it's one of those things where you can have empathy with her having a daughter, but the fact that Phoenix does have a daughter now is a huge deal. It changes your perspective on life, people say, when you have a child. It really does. Father. Princess Rayfa, are you in there? He did the right thing here, by the way, kind of like, instead of just walking in, making sure that she's, she's ready to face us and see us. Just a moment, this is so heartbreaking. And again, we say, you have to repeat all the time, her dad was an awful piece of garbage, but that doesn't change the fact that she loved him. You know what I mean? It's so hard. I just imagine her wiping her eyes now and running out to us, and she's going to act all like really cool and serious again. Look, that is the most heartbreaking smile I've ever seen in my goddamn life. I see you're finally here. Well, let's commence our investigation, shall we? Your benevolence? Maybe you should rest for a minute first. Oh, she knows that you were eavesdropping on me, weren't you? Rayfa, it's so normal to cry about, again, it doesn't matter who your dad was, it's so normal to cry about him. Oh no, yes, sorry, I couldn't help overhearing. It's okay. It wasn't like I was spying you or anything. You stupid barbed head. She's stamping on her toe again. I agree. I actually agree with Edward in the sense. This is one of those times where it wasn't the time to ask her if she was okay, I guess now. Even though Phoenix is just trying to be nice. But I think in this situation, you just kind of pretend you didn't hear anything for now. You know what I mean? Not because we don't want to care about her, but because she definitely isn't ready yet to talk to us in that way. It's as if your brain to mount filter shuts off the moment you step out of the courtroom. I'm not that bad, Edgeworth. Anyway, what took you so long? I feel so bad for this kid so much. So much. I thought you would never get here. You have a lot of nerve keeping the crown princess waiting. Oh, sorry? That was my father's residence. I've already unlocked it, so you can go right in. Oh, and be careful. Some dingbat got in the courtyard and spilled water over there. Yeah, they did. A dingbat dog? That's right. The yappy mutt spilled a whole urn's worth. I wonder how it got in this area. Do you know what it looked like? I've better things to do than to memorize what some stray dog looks like. Anyway, it's not worth talking about. Let's search my father's room, shall we? I really hope she's all right. The thing is, she's not. She's definitely not. But I think Phoenix still did the right thing letting her come along, because I think that Rayfa is going to be able to... Well, here's the thing. No matter what, when you think about it, she's going to be investigating her father's quarters. It's going to be very difficult. But at the very least, she's with people that actually have compassion. Not her mother who didn't give a freaking damn, right? I'd rather her be with Phoenix and Edward in this moment than be at the palace, if that makes sense. Because I think Edward is unbelievably socially aware and emotionally intelligent, while I think Phoenix is just like a very caring and honest and beautiful person. I think that combination is going to be very good to be around rather than what the palace would bring, in my opinion. Talk, examine, present, move, kiss. Okay, let's go. Inga's private quarters. Whoa. No, I wouldn't like sleeping in here. This, to me, is not the color coding I would be into. I think the gold and purple is definitely trying to show, like, royalty 100%, but, like, imagine having a statue of yourself, a bust of yourself on a freaking nightstand. Really, really freaking horrible, isn't it? Gaudy, tacky. But that is Inga. He wears a lot of tacky jewelry as well. Well, not tacky, but, like, I think it's just the placement of the jewelry. Like, instead of like, buttons for your freaking top, you have jewelry. Like, come on. May 18th, Grand Palace, Inga's private quarters. What a mess. There's like an injection on the table. You can definitely tell a guy used to... Oh, there's an injection on the table. The first thought I had is what happened to Dirk and Maya, like with their blinking in and out of reality type thing. That's the first thing I thought of. I guess Inga and I had at least had that much in common. Sorry, Phoenix. I was so mesmerized. Oh, the mess. Yeah, I did read it, but I was so like kind of like I got stuck in my ways there. Yeah. I guess we do have a messy room as well, but I think our mess is really charming and beautiful in my opinion. He has alcohol above the bed. Some people do the nightstand, don't they? Bah, this staff keeps getting in the way. Nana? Oh, her keeper. Oh. Huh? Where's Nana? Normally... Yeah, she always shows up. She's not showing up now, though. She comes running whenever Rayfa calls. You okay? What's happening? That's right, Nana is what? Oh, well, you, Bobhead, come on, hold the staff for me. Oh, I'll do it. Come on, I'll hold it. Why me? Just take it. It's too heavy, and I'm tired of holding it. This is the most, like, childlike she's ever been. I know she's always childlike in her tantrums and her getting angry and all this stuff, too, but you know what I mean? This is, like, I feel like this is, like, you know, when you get to see her truly allowed to be a child, you know what I mean? Like, because I remember, like, as a kid, like, you'd be like, hey, Dad, can you hold my bag? You know? Like, really. How does Nana put up with this day in and day out? I'll just set it over here for now. There we go. We'll talk to... Before we end the episode, we'll do the 2 conversations, then we'll do the exploration next episode of the whole room, I suppose. The kidnapping. Barbed, I, the Royal Priestess of Crane, shall share my thoughts on the abduction. You will? Listen carefully, for such opportunities do not come often. Sure, let's hear it. We'd be grateful to hear anything you'd like to share. My father was very likely seeking to obtain the Founder's Orb, but it was not for the purposes of a coup d'etat. Oh, look at this smile. She has like a little bit of a confident smile now. It was all for my sake, for your sake. Okay. For your sake, so what do you mean by that? The Founder's Orb would be capable of bestowing great spiritual power. My father truly believed that. And he wanted that power to be mine, so you think he did he stole the Founder's Orb because he wanted to give you the power so you could channel spirits? I haven't finished my training and I still can't channel spirits. He was doing it for me. She really is trying to protect her own mind here, 100%, so much here. Right, I see. Well, do you understand why he did it now? And like, again, you know when we want to say she's so childlike because she is a child? Like, this is such a childlike way of explaining things. Have you ever I remember when we were younger, we would try to explain away something like that as well. But like, have you ever seen like your cousins or like your younger siblings try and explain away something, and then at the end of it they go, see, you know, and they in their mind they truly believe it's totally true. I know she's 14 and people are like, Calvin, that's like, you know, a teenager, but still to me it's like still she's a child and she never got to be a child. But it's such like it's like, you know, oh yeah, see, I'm right, you know. When in reality it's like that doesn't make it. I don't think that's the truth. I do, but it doesn't change the fact that Minister Inga was a kidnapper. Oh yeah, she didn't think of the other part of it. But I guess you don't believe he is, do you? Oh, this is so painful, man. I feel so bad. New information is sure to surface upon further investigation. Yeah, she's trying to protect her mind so much. This is so bad, man. Suffice to say, he did this all for me. End of story. So she's like, it's over. Don't talk about it. Was he really trying to obtain the orb for Rayfa? I don't see it that way. Somehow I doubt it. Speaking of the powers, I wonder if Rayfa will be performing the divination seance tomorrow. I'd say so. Probably ask her about that. Let's talk about Nena. Yeah, I don't see him doing that. I really don't, guys. I don't see him doing that. Your benevolence. I noticed Nena isn't with you today. Tell us what's happening. What's happened with Nena? I know not where she has gone. I've not spoken with her since this morning. I assume she must be quite busy today. I did catch a glimpse of her a little after 2 o'clock. I tried calling out to her. So she's doing something completely different? Usually she's like waiting on you hand and foot. A little after 2? That's about an hour before the murder. Interesting. So you think she's involved in some way? Indeed. Of all times for this to happen, she normally comes to me the moment I call her name. That has to be very, very jarring too. Which again, I think she should be able to do stuff herself, but to also be so used to getting help whenever you ask for it, you know? But then it just kind of makes you feel like you're on your own a little bit. I know it's hard to believe, but even nannies have lives, you know? 100%, but I think what Rayfa's saying is that she's so used to it. It's so something that's so normalized, and that would make you nervous. If it's like I know it's a different thing, but like, you know when like a friend texts you every day and then they stop texting? My mind goes to, they hate me. They don't like me. But for Rayfa, it's probably like, what, you know, her mind is probably going 100 miles per hour, you know? Your inability to find her after the murder is slightly alarming. I wonder if her absence is related to today's incident somehow. Do you think she was unwittingly caught up in them? Who knows? At the very least, I don't think she was at the scene of the crime. Nena, I hope she's alright. Rayfa seems really worried for Nena. Of course. Of course. I guess we can talk. We'll keep on this line and talk about this, Nena and Rayfa. Yeah, like it's a big change, 100%. Your benevolence, has Nena served you long? Yes, she has been at my beck and call for as long as I can remember. I've heard she cared for me even as an infant, right down to changing my diapers. This is a very common thing in kingdoms, by the way, where the person who's like a keeper of the prince or princess actually becomes more of a parent to the actual kid than their actual parents. Your diapers? It almost sounds like she could be your mother. Yeah, it's a common thing in many kingdoms. Indeed, but that is a simple fact of life when your mother's busy being queen. Oh, that's not a fact of everyone's life. It's a fact of your life. Nena takes care of my every need. She's my teacher in all things as well. Rayfa's pool of knowledge seems rather lopsided in some respects. Could that be the result of Nena's teachings? Yes, 110%. She only is going to teach her what the kingdom wants to teach her. 100%. That's so true. 100%. Could it be my trusted attendant has come to dislike me? That's what I said. That's the first thing I'd think of. But you shouldn't think that way, Rayfa. You shouldn't think that way. There's no real reason for an adult to ever really hate a 14-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't say no reason, because obviously a 14-year-old could like do something pretty horrific to like, you know, whatever, you know. But like in this case, there's like no real reason. There's not, you know. Now I think about it, perhaps I've been acting rather spoiled as of late. Rayfa. I'm sure she'll be back. See, again, it's losing this stuff is bringing on a different perspective. As I suppose Nena would never truly abandon me. Upon her return, I will do something nice for her. Okay, perhaps she'd like a shoulder massage. Rayfa, that's actually really sweet. And again, it is like you don't know what you got until it's gone sometimes. And yet I can't shake the feeling that Nena's connected to this case in some way. Yeah, but in Rayfa's mind, she's thinking to herself, she does so much for me, I should do something for her. And it's hard to realize that. Sometimes you don't realize that until the very like last breaths, and sometimes, you know, until someone's gone completely. So Nena might be involved in this, but like it's honestly a really good mindset for Rayfa to kind of think, oh, maybe I should be doing something as well for her. Even if it is, she turns out to be a bad person or connected to the case, I think the mindset that Rayfa has right now is showcases that she still has a lot of love in her. It's just that it's been guided in the wrong direction sometimes, and she's been taught the wrong things. Yeah. That's my take anyway, because if Nena's teaching her all this stuff, that means Nena's teaching her bullcrap, you know, a lot of the times. That's clouding her mind and making her hate, you know, makes her think that because of Nena's teachings, obviously she thinks that foreigners even like come over to this land are all trying to like get something out of it, you know, like they're all underhandedly trying to like, you know, take advantage of the kingdom, which again is a really horrible thing to think. But again, she's a 14-year-old who's taught this from birth. I take it she'll be conducting tomorrow's divination seance? Who else if not I? Good point. The thing is, divination seances are all about the victim's experiences in their final moments. Oh, it's her dad. Yeah, you're so right, Phoenix. So tomorrow, Rayfa will experience her own father's death exactly as it happened. That's more than anyone should ever have to deal with, yeah? Do you really have to go through the seance tomorrow? There's really no one else? What about just calling the whole thing off? It's not as if I'm doing this because I want to. This is a very rare thing from Rayfa. No? Ah, never mind. No. I know she's doing her like little confident smile thing. Rayfa, it's such a breakthrough moment for you. And we're definitely going to get there. But, yeah, it's if you don't want to do this, you shouldn't have to do anything you don't want. Right? 100%. This is your dad. It's clear that it's not like it's clear that like obviously like this, as we said before, it's the weight of this whole her family on top of her. It's the weight of her responsibilities that have been given to her. It's the weight of her the perception that people put on her. She has all this stuff weighing down on her, and it's horrible. The divination seance is a very important duty of the royal priestess, and is one I intend to fulfill. There's that word, duty, again. Duty. Your benevolence. As crown princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is the true and what is false, and most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I'm even up to the task. See this thing, the doubts in her mind. So much pressure on a kid. There's so much freaking pressure put on this gal. So much pressure. Performing the divination seance is very important for the priestess. But duty or not, it's a heavy burden for someone so young. Yeah. Even more, she'll be forced to watch her father's murder. Will it be way too heavy for her to bear? It's already weighing down on her. We can tell. Guys, we're going to end the video here. But yeah, this whole thing with Rayfa, it's horrific. It's so bad because she's a 14-year-old kid who has the weight of the world on her shoulders. And this duty and this idea of who she's supposed to be and what she's supposed to do in this kingdom. It really is like a disgusting thing to me because, well, you know what she should be doing? Going to concerts. She should be in the bazaar having fun with a friend. She should be, learning stuff in school. She should be doing all this really stuff about life. But instead, has the pressure of an entire kingdom and religion on top of her shoulders, while her mother and father were playing this game with each other clearly because they never really liked each other. And Rayfa's the only one that's actually coming out of this feeling terrible about this. Honestly. This episode, I feel like, was an episode that was just starting off with Edward and Phoenix's investigation. And I love that they're framing this as like, we're trying to help Apollo. That's a great thing because I think that's what they are trying to do. They're trying to help Apollo and support him in his time of need. And I think it's honestly like a really great contrast to the stuff with Rayfa. Rayfa has no one to support her in this kingdom beyond Nana. And even now, Nana in her hour of need is not here. So there is a situation here where, like, while, like, that makes sense, like, that's what she's here for, like, and to support her, she's not here right now. Apollo's getting all the support from everyone around him, whilst Rayfa has to go look for support. And while you might say Rayfa going to find Phoenix isn't really a form of support, to me it is. As I said, like, I would rather her be here with Phoenix and Edward than her be alone. I'll say that right out. I would rather that a million times over. 110%. The thing is about, the thing with Rayfa, and she's the most important character in this episode by far, in my opinion. She had to sit there as her mother kind of like chuckled about this stuff here in the palace. She then had to come to terms with the fact that people are calling her father a kidnapper and saying that he tried to plan a coup. And while it's true, I totally believe he would do that, and he was a kidnapper. Again, for a 14-year-old kid to come to terms with it, that's very difficult. So her finding Phoenix and Edward, I 100% believe, as I said before, it is her trying to find the truth. And I think in her mind, she's clouded. She thinks that the truth is going to be that her father wasn't a bad person. And so she thinks that, and when Phoenix finds, you know what? Again, you know what's so kind of like sad but also cute at the same time? She saw Phoenix save Albie. She saw Phoenix save Maya, and in her mind, she's saying to herself, "He's going to do the same for my father's innocence if I just follow him." And it's sweet, it's adorable, and it's also sad. It's also very sad. So yeah, we found out that they're planning a coup. The Queen and and Inga never really got along, it seems, because they didn't really care too much about each other, in the sense where one wanted to assassinate the other, and the other one is happy, kind of, I think, that he's probably gone, in the sense, because she didn't seem upset one bit. But that whole conversation with the Queen was really, I think, about the Defense Culpability Act and trying to get a measure on each other. And what was really fantastic about that scene is that they had a really frustrating aspect to it, where I was like, my blood was boiling just listening to her, because she was talking on a script that she says to everybody, and Phoenix had to sit there, and Phoenix was trying to like butt in. And we talked about this before. It's the same thing that somebody does when you talk to Apollo, in a way, but a little bit different, because I think that in this case, somebody uses like basic like one-line logic, while the Queen uses like one-line illogical stuff, but it technically is like logical from her perspective and her people's perspective. So the example I would give is like, say somebody will say, is it not the job of a lawyer to do this? And it's like, yeah, but there's more nuance. It's like, save it, don't worry about that. Whereas like with the Queen, she's like, aren't our streets safe? And in that, in a vacuum, if you put that one line there, hey, isn't it cool that we have barely any crime in Crane? You're like, yeah, that's cool. It's cool that no one's going around hurting people and doing this stuff as well. It's like, then you look under the underbelly. Oh, you almost, prosecuted a 9-year-old and tried to have a Phoenix executed and Maya executed. Oh, and then you see it there. It's like, oh, this is horrible. And as I said during the whole thing, and I won't talk about it ad nauseum again, because I already expressed it. She's clearly working on a system of like keeping her followers and the people of Crane happy, thinking that these are the right decisions. We have to get rid of Dirk, because if we do, that's the last boogeyman. And everyone probably believes this, right? Not everyone, because you saw some people came and joined the rebellion, which is freaking awesome, by the way. It's so awesome. But in her mind, that's what it is, and it's true. A lot of people are going to wave their flags in that. And that happens in most countries as well. I'm not just saying it's this country. Like, the president of a country right now can come out and be like, we destroyed every single school in this country. And everyone's like, what? What do you mean, what? The schools where teaching kids how to be mean to their parents. And then all the people go, yeah, oh my God, they did it for us. And it's one of those things where, like, again, you give people hope that their life is about to get better because of a decision you made. So she made the decision to do the Defense Culpability Act, and all of a sudden people are like, wow, things are going to get way safer for us and way better. But then you're the one who's up against the seance, right? And it's always that way. It's like that thing where it's like, I'm so glad that people are finally getting prosecuted properly. Excuse me, sir, you're under arrest. Me? And then you get prosecuted, you get killed, and then you're the one in trouble. The system is great when you're not getting hurt by the system, isn't it? It's fantastic for a lot of people. But when you look at the underbelly and you actually think for a second, and I'm not trying to be like everyone here is dumb. This has happened now, it's happened in history. People get fooled so freaking easily. And some people don't want to know the truth. There's people in this kingdom, just like any other country. If you walked up to them right now and said, and explained everything that's bad about the system, and you explained it in detail, a 9-year-old almost died. They would say, well, I just trust the Queen. It just makes sense. Like, why would the Queen go against us? They would do that. So it's hard. So again, she's done a very powerful, evil but powerful job at making sure that people believe this is the right thing to do. Moving on from that. Sorry, I'm going to go off on another rant. The stuff with Rayfa is like really, really sad but adorable, as we already talked about as well at length. But now we have her doing an investigation with us, and we heard her crying. We heard her getting upset. We heard her being like in a very bad state. She's not doing good after what happened to her father. She's really not. And now we have to uncover the truth with her. That's what's happening now. Really, what I hope for Rayfa's character, I don't think we're going to get a miraculous thing where all of a sudden, is that chair painted on? I think it is. I don't think we're going to get this miraculous thing. Maybe if we do, that's going to be amazing. But I always like keep my expectations in check, right? So I don't want to be ever disappointed. My hope at the very least is that Rayfa can understand that she is, how do I phrase this? That it's okay to be wrong, and it's okay that, she is wrong sometimes. That's what I would love to see. Another thing I would love to see is for her to realize that a lot of the ways of this kingdom are horrible. Another thing I would love to see is to realize that her mother and father don't really give a damn that much. That's what I'd love to see as well. I don't love to see it because it's going to hurt Rayfa, but it's what I would want to see from her character. Wishful thinking is her to be like, F you, mom. And in the end, like, help us in the trial or something, you know what I mean? But that's like, again, we keep our expectations in check. But it's one of those situations where, like, I don't know. I have no idea. But it's going to be an interesting trial. It really will be. So yeah, to summarize everything, Rayfa as a character is obviously clearly very fragile right now, and she's looking for us to help her find the truth because she thinks the truth will help her save her father, his memory at the very least. And the Queen still believes in the Defense Culpability Act to the point that she was like, beating us down with the idea of this Defense Culpability Act. And also at the same time too, Edgeworth and Phoenix's journey together has been really fun so far. I think they're a really good duo, and I love that they're out here helping Apollo. There's a lot of stuff about to happen, guys. It's going to be really freaking serious, and I feel like it's going to only get, again, as I said last time, it's only going to get worse before it gets better, really, when it comes to the emotions and all the stuff that's going to happen. 100%.
Will you be joining us? Then it's settled.
I also think the way they play Rayfa is really fantastic. Rayfa, like, having like these very, when she smiles, you can tell there's pain behind it now. When she does a smirk, you tell she's trying to like cover up her own self-doubts. They also pretty much proved it that like someone who's been teaching her whole life, Naina, has been like, falsely teaching her all this stuff. So all these like facial expressions she does is all to hide like the true sadness behind her. That she doesn't want to believe that her father could do all this stuff. And she hides it behind like little smirks, confident little smiles, little digs at us. But you can tell that she is in like a lot of emotional distress. But the way they animate her goes from being a very funny thing to being very sad. It used to be like, oh, look at her like really confident smile. And now it's like, oh, there's pain behind that. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for being so cool. This has been such a great series and I've had such an amazing time. I'm really like I love this game. I love this game so much and I can't wait to play more of it with you guys soon. Thank you guys so much. If you want to see these episodes early, this episode came out a day early, but next week it will come out like 2 days early. And the next episode, by the time you see this video, the next episode will already be on its way. No, I think it might be already uploaded maybe, or at least close to being uploaded. By the time this video, tomorrow's video releases, no, by the time this video releases, publicly, I should say, chances are we're about an hour, or we either have it uploaded already on Patreon or memberships at the lowest tier, or it's about to be uploaded already. So chances are. So thank you so much to Tyfire 2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghostly Nizuma, Lucius Felix, Yund, Anusa, Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Jared Beanham, Neo Sharite, and at the highest tier of my YouTube, World 107, Blasco, and Lucinagi. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.